The blood trail was easy enough to follow across the crimson sand dunes of Aritis. Finn Mercer adjusted his filtration mask against the howling dust and checked the scanner again. Whatever or whoever was bleeding out there wouldn't last much longer in this heat. Protocol says return to base, Finn muttered to himself, tightening the straps on his medical pack. But Protocol never met someone dying in the wastes. He crested another dune and spotted the figure collapse near a twisted rock formation. Not human, the iridescent scales covering parts of its body shimmered even through the haze of dust. A female form, humanoid but clearly alien, with delicate tendrils where hair would be on a human. As Finn approached, spun, with surprising speed, a jagged blade appearing in her hand. Her eyes, 3 of them, arranged in a triangle, narrowed with suspicion. Easy, Finn said, raising his hands. I'm a medic. You're leaving enough blood behind to attract every predator for 20 kilometers. Human, she hissed, the word sounding strange through her vertically slotted mouth. You're kind. Not known for helping ... mine. Finn knelt slowly, keeping his distance. I'm known for helping anyone who needs it. That's a nasty wound you've got. Laser rifle? The alien nodded once, then winced. Slavers. Attacked our caravan? Last survivor. She swayed dangerously, the blade dipping toward the sand. I'm Finn, he said, inching closer. Let me help you, and then you can stab me if you still want to. Sound emerged from her that might have been a laugh. I am Nira, 3rd Sentinel of Clan Vashar. She lowered her blade. If you betray me, human, I will haunt your dreams until your dying day. Fair enough. Finn moved forward, opening his medkit. The wound was worse than he'd thought. A laser had carved through her side, exposing what looked like a secondary heart. The technology that could have healed this in minutes was back at his outpost. Can you walk? He asked, applying a temporary seal to slow the bleeding. I have walked... 3 days. From the attack, Nira replied, pride evident in her voice. Finn whistled. Most humans would be dead after 3 hours with a wound like this. He helped her stand, supporting her weight against his side. My outpost is 5 kilometers north. If you're half as tough as I think you are, you'll make it. Nira stiffened against him, then relaxed slightly. You smell of medicines and kindness, human Finn. Strange combination in these wastes. Just Finn is fine, he replied, guiding her forward. And out here, kindness is the rarest medicine of all. As they began their slow journey across the dunes, the twin sons of Aritis began their descent, painting the sky in shades of amber and violet. Neither of them noticed the small drone that tracked their movement from high above, transmitting coordinates to a ship lurking just beyond the planet's atmosphere. Sanctuary under Twin Moon's fins. Outpost appeared like a mirage as they crested the final dune-low structure of reinforced concrete and recycled ship parts, nearly invisible against the desert landscape. By then, Nira was barely conscious, her weight heavy against Finn's shoulder. Almost there, he encouraged, punching in the entry code. Just a few more steps. Inside, cool, filtered air washed over them. The outpost was small but well-equipped, a combination of medical station and living quarters. Finn helped Nira onto the examination table and quickly connected diagnostic equipment to her body. Your physiology is fascinating, he murmured, studying the readouts. Your secondary heart took most of the damage, but your primary one is compensating well. Nira's eyes fluttered open. We evolved. On a high-gravity world, redundant systems. ... necessity. Finn prepared a synthesis unit. I'm going to create a tissue regenerator compatible with your biology. It'll hurt, but it should work. Pain is temporary, Nira replied, watching him work with growing curiosity. Why does a human live alone in the wastes? Finn's hands stilled momentarily. Not many questions about why people end up on Aritis. Most of us are running from something, and you, Finn, what do you run from? He injected the synthesized compound into her wound. I was a military medic. Saw too much. Did too little. Now, I try to balance the scales. He avoided her gaze. What about you? Sentinels are warriors, right? Nira nodded, wincing as the regenerator began its work. "We protect our clan during migration." The slavers. They came with jammers. No warnings. "My mate died in the first volley." "Yes." Finn's eyes softened. "I'm sorry. As am I for whatever ghosts chase you, human." Her tendrils moved slightly, almost like they were reaching toward him. "You have gentle hands for one who has seen war." Later, as Aridus's twin moons cast their blue-green light through the outpost's small windows, Finn checked Nara's wound again. The regenerator was working slowly, but effectively. He found himself studying her features, the elegant symmetry of her three eyes, the subtle patterns in her scales. "You stare, human," she said softly. "Sorry," he replied, embarrassed. "I haven't spoken to anyone in months, let alone someone from beyond our system." Nara's mouth curved slightly. "On my world, staring is not offensive. It is how we remember those worth remembering." Something shifted between them in that quiet moment, a recognition, perhaps, of shared solitude, finally broken. Outside, the desert winds howled against the outpost walls, but inside, in the gentle hum of medical equipment and soft moonlight, a fragile trust began to form. The proximity alert woke Finn from a fitful sleep. He'd given Nira his bed and taken the floor, but rest had proven elusive for both of them. Now the monitor showed an approaching vehicle, heavy transport designed for rough terrain and capturing live cargo. "Slavers," Finn hissed, grabbing his pack. "They must have tracked us." Nira was already on her feet, moving with surprising grace despite her healing wound. "We must leave now." "There's a maintenance tunnel," Finn said, pulling aside a storage unit to reveal a narrow passage. "It leads to a cave system. I use it for collecting water." They gathered essentials quickly: medical supplies, water, rations. Finn hesitated, then grabbed a pulse rifle from a hidden compartment. "You have weapons," Nira observed. "Told you I was military," he replied grimly. "Come on." They slipped into the tunnel as the first explosions rocked the outpost. The passage was tight, designed for maintenance drones rather than humans, but they moved quickly. Finn leading with a small light, Nero following close behind. "Your wound?" he whispered. "Holding," she replied. "Your medicine is effective." They merged into a vast underground cavern, illuminated by bioluminescent fungi that cast everything in an eerie blue glow. Stalactites hung like frozen spears from the ceiling, water dripping steadily into clear pools below. "We can follow the water flow," Finn explained. "It leads to a canyon about 10 kilometers south." From there, a distant, echoing crash cut him off. The slavers had found the tunnel entrance. "They're persistent," Nira growled, her hand moving to the blade at her hip. "Let me fight them." "You have done enough." Finn shook his head. "We're in this together now. I know these caves. We can use them against them." They moved deeper into the cave system, the sounds of pursuit growing fainter. In a secluded chamber, they paused to rest, sitting close together for warmth in the underground chill. "Your people?" Finn asked quietly. "Will they search for survivors?" Nara's tendrils drooped slightly. "The caravan was bound for deep space. They will not know our fate for many cycles. I am alone." "Not alone," Finn corrected, surprising himself as he reached out to touch her hand. "Not anymore." Her scales were smoother than they looked, warm, despite the cave's chill. Her three eyes studied him intently, and then her fingers intertwined with his. "Humans are strange creatures," she whispered. "So fragile, yet so fierce in your compassion." The moments stretched between them, charged with something neither had expected to find in this harsh world. Then a distant shout echoed through the caves, breaking the spell. "They're getting closer," Finn said, reluctantly pulling away. "We need to keep moving." As they continued their flight through the labyrinthine caves, Finn realized with startling clarity that he was no longer just trying to save a wounded stranger. He was fighting for something Mara connection that defied the loneliness of his existence on this barren world. The crystal caves, they traveled for hours through the winding passages, the sounds of pursuit fading and returning like a malevolent tide. Nira moved with increasing strength, her warrior's training evident in how she navigated the difficult terrain. Finn found himself watching her with growing admiration. "Through here," he whispered, guiding her through a narrow fissure in the rock wall. "If you know about this place." They squeezed through into a chamber that seemed to belong to another world entirely. Massive crystals erupted from the floor and ceiling, glowing with internal light in shades of amber and violet. The air was warmer here, carrying a faint mineral scent. "The heart of Eritis," Finn explained as Nira gazed around in wonder. "The crystals have unique properties. They block most scanning technology and have healing qualities we don't fully understand." Nira approached one of the larger formations, her tendrils extending toward it. "I can feel it," she whispered. "Like singing in my blood." "The first settlers called this place sacred," Finn said, setting down their packs. "I think we'll be safe here for a while." In the strange, shifting light of the crystals, they created a small camp. Finn checked Nira's wound again, noticing how the damaged tissue was regenerating faster than expected. "The crystals are helping you heal," he observed. "Another day or two and you might be back to full strength?" "And then what?" Nira asked, her eyes finding his. "Where does a lone sentinel go in a human-controlled system?" Finn hadn't thought that far ahead. "I don't know, but you don't have to figure it out alone." They sat side by side, sharing rations, the crystal light dancing across their features. Nira told stories of her homeworld of vast migration caravans that traveled between the poles with the changing seasons, of coming-of-age hunts and celebration dances beneath triple moons. "I've never seen a triple moon dance," Finn said softly. Nira rose, extending her hand to him. "Then I will show you." She guided him to stand, positioning his hands on her waist, mindful of her healing wound. Slowly, she began to move in a circular pattern, her body flowing like water, tendrils swaying hypnotically. "The moons pull the tides of our blood," she explained, guiding Finn's movements to mirror hers. "The dance acknowledges this connection." They moved together in the crystal light, their shadows multiplying around them. Finn felt something long dormant awakening inside him. Hunger for connection, for touch, for something beyond survival. When Nira drew closer, her 3 eyes searching his face, he didn't pull away. Her mouth, so different from human lips, brushed against his in a tentative kiss. The sensation was electric, strange, and somehow perfect. "Is this acceptable?" she whispered against his skin. "More than acceptable," he replied, drawing her closer, careful of her wound, in that hidden crystal chamber. Surrounded by ancient light, they found solace in each other's arms, 2 lonely souls creating something beautiful amid the harshness of their world. The war, the slavers. The deserts all faded away as they explored each other with gentle curiosity and growing passion. Later, as they lay together on their makeshift bed, Nira traced patterns on Finn's chest. "My people believe that souls who find each other in darkness were searching across lifetimes." Finn smiled, running his fingers along her tendrils, enjoying how they curled around his hand in response. "Maybe we were." The attack came at dawn. Not from the tunnel they had used, but from above. The slavers had found a vertical shaft and descended with military precision. The first explosive charge shattered several of the smaller crystals, sending fragments raining down. Finn and Nira were on their feet instantly, weapons in hand. "Stay behind the larger formations," Finn shouted over the ringing echoes. "The crystals will absorb some of their energy weapons." Nira's warrior training was evident as she moved with lethal grace, her blade catching the crystal light as she engaged the first slaver to reach the chamber floor. "I count 6, she called out. Finn took position behind a massive crystal column, pulse rifle ready. "Make that 7. 3 coming from the east passage." The battle was chaotic flashes of energy weapons reflecting and refracting through the crystal forest, creating a disorienting light show. Finn picked off 2 slavers with precision shots, while Nira moved like a phantom between the formations, her blade finding vulnerable points in their armor. "Finn down," Nira called. He dropped just as her blade sailed over his head, embedding itself in the chest of a slaver who had flanked him. They fought back to back, a synchronized unit despite having never trained together. When Finn's rifle overheated, Nira handed him her secondary blade without a word. When she was cornered by 2 attackers, Finn created a distraction with a flash grenade from his medkit. The slavers. Later, a massive humanoid with cybernetic enhancements cornered them near the center of the chamber. The female is worth more alive, he growled. The human is expendable. I disagree, Nira snarled, and launched herself at him with such speed that Finn barely saw her move. Her newly healed strength was fully returned, her body glowing faintly with energy absorbed from the crystals. The fight was brutal, but brief. When it ended, the slaver lay dead, and Nira stood victorious, bleeding from new wounds, but standing tall. Silence fell over the crystal cave, broken only by their heavy breathing. Finn approached Nira slowly, medical scanner already assessing her injuries. Nothing serious, he said with relief. You were magnificent. Nira turned to him, her 3 eyes bright with battle fever and something more. We were magnificent. Together. They surveyed the aftermath's 7 dead slavers, a chamber of shattered crystals, and the strange calm that follows survival. Their ship will be nearby, Finn noted. Probably automated return protocols if they don't check in. A ship, Nira repeated thoughtfully. Freedom. Passage to anywhere. She studied Finn's face. Where would you go, healer, if you could leave this desert? Finn looked around at the crystal cave, then back at the woman who had changed everything in just a few days. I've been hiding here, thinking I was atoning for past failures, but maybe there's more I could do. We could do. My people will be traveling the void for many cycles, Nira said softly. They would welcome a skilled healer, and a mate for their 3rd sentinel. Finn's heart raced at the implication. Are you proposing to me, Nira, of Clan Vashar? Her tendrils reached out, wrapping gently around his wrists, a gesture of commitment in her culture. I am offering a path forward, together, under many stars, not just the one that burns this world. Finn pulled her close, mindful of her wounds. I've spent years in the wastes, waiting for something I couldn't name. It was you. It was always going to be you. As they made their way out of the crystal caves and into the harsh daylight of Aritis, they moved as one, no longer drifter and warrior, human and alien. But something new forged in the fires of survival and blossoming love. Ahead lay the slaver ship, and beyond that, the stars' countless possibilities for two who had found each other against all odds in a universe that too often rewarded cruelty over kindness. Their story was just beginning.